Sometimes, when we pray for love, we expect God to answer us in obvious ways, but in truth, the universe speaks in whispers, subtle moments, and small divine signs that many people overlook. Your soulmate may already be entering your life, but you may not realize it yet. Shi Heng Yi often teaches us that life's greatest answers arrive when the mind becomes still and the heart becomes aware. Today, let us open our spiritual eyes to see the 9 divine signs that God is sending you your soulmate. Even when you're unaware, before God brings your soulmate into your life, there's an important spiritual shift that happens inside you. You'll begin to notice a deep and unexplainable sense of peace filling your heart. This peace doesn't depend on external circumstances. It's not about things going perfectly in your life or finally achieving certain milestones. This inner peace feels like a calm before a beautiful storm, a gentle knowing in your heart that something good is coming, even if you can't see it yet. You'll wake up feeling lighter. Your mind won't obsess over when will I meet them, or why am I still single. That constant mental noise, the overthinking, the anxiety, the emotional restlessness starts to fade. Shi Heng Yi, in his spiritual teachings, reminds us that this calmness is a sign of spiritual maturity. He often says, before the outer world brings you something new, the inner world must prepare to receive. Your heart begins to trust the divine timing of your life. You stop comparing yourself with others who seem to have found love already. The feelings of jealousy, impatience, or loneliness begin to melt away. Instead, you'll feel a sense of gratitude for where you are in your journey. Even simple moments, walking in nature, meditating in silence, or sipping tea in the morning, feel more meaningful. This peace is not passive, it's not giving up, it's surrender, it's faith in action. You're not chasing love anymore. You're preparing for it, and this inner transformation is necessary because your soulmate is not coming to fill your emptiness. They're coming to complement your wholeness. Spiritually, this stage is God's way of saying, you're almost ready. I'm aligning things for you. Stay in this peace, because soon your heart will recognize the love that's meant for you. When this inner stillness arrives, listen closely. It's one of the most beautiful signs that love is already making its way toward you. Another divine sign that God is sending you your soul, mate, often without you realizing, is the appearance of synchronicities and repeating number patterns. At first, you may brush these off as random coincidences, but as these signs become more frequent and more specific, you'll start to feel a strange pull, an inner knowing that the universe is speaking directly to you. You might repeatedly glance at the clock and notice it always says 11, 11, 2, 22, or 5:55. Every time you check your phone, digital devices, or receipts, certain number sequences seem to follow you. This is not a trick of the mind. In spiritual traditions, including Taoist and Shaolin wisdom that Shi Heng Yi often draws from, the universe communicates through patterns and symbols long before physical manifestations appear. Each number sequence carries its own meaning. 111 or 11. 11 often signals alignment and that you're on the right path. 222 often represents partnership, relationships, and balance, hinting that your soulmate energy is aligning with yours. 555 signals that big life changes are approaching, exactly the kind of change that meeting your soulmate would bring, but it doesn't stop at numbers. Synchronicities extend into music, conversations, and random encounters. You may turn on the radio and hear love songs that describe exactly how you feel. You may overhear strangers talking about topics related to love, soulmates, or spiritual connections at the exact moment you're thinking about it. Some people even start hearing the name of a specific person repeatedly even before meeting them, or they notice symbols like twin flame images, heart shapes appearing randomly, or even specific words like soulmate popping up in books, billboards, or online posts. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that these moments are not meant to cause obsession or impatience. Instead, they are spiritual nudges, reminders that your energy is shifting and the universe is responding. These synchronicities act like gentle signposts along your journey, letting you know that even though you cannot see your soulmate yet, the universe is already working in your favor behind the scenes. It's important during this time to remain aware, but not anxious. Notice the signs with gratitude, not desperation. Trust that each repeating number, each unusual coincidence, each synchronistic event is God's way of saying, keep going. Love is approaching. Everything is aligning in divine timing. The more you align with this awareness, the stronger and more frequent these signs will become, preparing your heart to receive the person meant for you. One of the clearest, yet often misunderstood, divine signs that your soulmate is drawing closer is when you start feeling a sudden emotional detachment from your past relationships. This isn't something you consciously force. It happens naturally, sometimes all at once, other times slowly over weeks or months. You may wake up one day and realize that the emotional pain, longing, or bitterness you felt toward a past lover has quietly disappeared. That person who once consumed your thoughts no longer holds space in your heart the way they used to. Memories that used to trigger sadness or regret begin to feel neutral. You no longer replay old arguments in your mind. The nights you once spent overthinking or missing someone suddenly feel calm. Shi Heng Yi often speaks about the law of internal space. He teaches, in life, when you want something new, you must first create space by letting go of what no longer serves you. This emotional detachment is God's way of creating that space in your heart. Sometimes this process can feel confusing. You might even question yourself. Why don't I care anymore? Why does that person no longer affect me? Did I really move on? The answer is yes. You're moving on at a soul level because your spirit senses that something more aligned and more beautiful is coming your way. This detachment isn't just about romantic exes. It can also include releasing emotional ties to old crushes, toxic connections, situationships, or even unrealistic fantasies you've held onto for years. You may also start unfollowing certain people on social media without overthinking it. You'll stop stalking their profiles or waiting for them to message you. You may even delete old photos, messages, or keepsakes that no longer feel relevant. This process of emotional clearing allows your energy to become lighter, more magnetic, and more open for divine love to enter. It's a sign that you're no longer emotionally living in the past. You're now stepping into the vibrational frequency where your soulmate can find you. Shi Heng Yi would describe this as emotional purification. Without this purification, love cannot flow freely into your life. So when you start noticing this emotional shift, when past relationships lose their grip on your heart, understand this. It's not random. It's spiritual preparation. God is making sure that when your soulmate arrives, you'll be ready to receive them fully, with no emotional baggage, no lingering attachments, and no unhealed wounds blocking your connection. As you get closer to meeting your soulmate, your subconscious mind often begins to pick up spiritual signals before your conscious mind is even aware of them. One of the most profound ways this happens is through vivid, emotionally charged dreams. These aren't ordinary dreams. They're not random sequences of unrelated images or meaningless stories. These dreams feel different, more real, more intense, and often emotionally moving. You may dream about meeting someone whose face you don't fully recognize, yet you feel deeply connected to them within the dream. There's a sense of familiarity, like you've known this person before, perhaps in another lifetime or another spiritual dimension. You may dream of holding hands with someone, sharing deep conversations, or simply being in each other's presence. And waking up with your heart full of warmth and longing, even though you don't know who they are. Shi Heng Yi often reminds us that the subconscious mind is a gateway between the physical and the spiritual worlds. He teaches, when your conscious mind sleeps, your soul begins to speak. These soulmate dreams are messages from your higher self, and sometimes even from your future partner's soul reaching out to yours. They could be having similar dreams about you at the same time, without either of you realizing it yet. You might also experience other dream symbols like walking towards someone in the distance, doors opening, two paths merging into one, being guided by a spiritual figure or teacher toward a person. Sometimes the dreams will leave you with lingering emotions throughout the day. You'll catch yourself thinking about that unknown person you met in your dream, wondering who they are and when you might meet them in real life. In other moments, you may wake up with a sudden realization or message, like hearing the words "they're coming" or "get ready." These are not coincidences. Shi Heng Yi would encourage you to pay attention to the emotional tone of these dreams. Are they peaceful, loving, comforting? Even if the details seem blurry, the emotional frequency of the dream is what matters most. Keeping a dream journal during this time can also be powerful. Writing down your dreams allows you to track patterns, symbols, and recurring themes that may be guiding you toward your soulmate encounter. Your dreams are like spiritual blueprints, giving you small previews of the emotional connection that's destined for you. They are gentle whispers from the universe, preparing your heart for what's to come. So when these dreams appear, cherish them, reflect on them. They are sacred. As your soulmate draws closer into your reality, God often orchestrates a series of unexpected encounters that seem random on the surface, but are deeply purposeful beneath. You may find yourself meeting strangers who, in just a few minutes of conversation, leave a lasting impact on your soul. It could be a brief dialogue with someone sitting next to you on a bus, a random conversation at a bookstore, or even a chance meeting during travel. These encounters are more than social coincidences. They are energetic catalysts sent by the universe to awaken new realizations inside you. Shi Heng Yi often says, life sends teachers disguised as strangers when your spirit is ready for transformation. Sometimes, these strangers will say something that feels like it was meant only for you. A sentence, a question, or a piece of advice that shakes your perspective and makes you reflect deeply on your life, your patterns, or your emotional readiness for love. For example, you may meet someone who encourages you to pursue a forgotten dream, leading you closer to places where you might meet your soulmate. A stranger may casually mention topics like soulmates, destiny, or divine timing, without knowing how much it resonates with your inner journey. You may feel an unusual emotional connection with someone in passing, even though you know they're not your soulmate, but the interaction triggers growth inside you. These encounters are spiritual wake-up calls. They stir something inside that was dormant. They shift your energy, your mindset, and often your belief in love. Sometimes these meetings serve to close an old chapter. You may meet someone who mirrors your past mistakes or shows you what you truly don't want, pushing you to redefine your values in love and relationships. Other times, these people act as stepping stones, guiding you consciously or unconsciously toward the right place, the right event, or the right mental state where your soulmate connection will finally happen. Shi Heng Yi would describe this as life's way of adjusting your internal compass. These encounters act like gentle recalibrations, helping you align with the energy field where your soulmate is already waiting for you. And often, after these interactions, you'll walk away feeling changed, lighter, clearer, or even emotionally stirred in ways you can't fully explain. This is not random. It's part of the divine choreography happening behind the scenes of your life. So when these unexpected people cross your path, be present, listen, reflect, because sometimes God sends people not to stay, but to prepare you for the one who will. Another clear and often overlooked sign that God is preparing you for your soulmate is the sudden and natural shift in your personal priorities. This change doesn't feel forced. It's not about external pressure or comparison. It feels organic, as if your soul is quietly guiding you to become a better version of yourself without you fully realizing why. You may wake up one day with a new desire to take better care of your physical health, choosing healthier foods, starting morning walks, practicing yoga, or engaging in meditation. The need for self-care no longer feels like a chore. It becomes a joy, a necessity, a sacred ritual. You'll also notice a mental shift. Habits like procrastination, negative thinking, or self-sabotage begin to feel uncomfortable. You'll find yourself more drawn to activities that nourish your mind and spirit, reading spiritual books, listening to motivational talks, or diving deeper into mindfulness practices. Shi Heng Yi often teaches, true readiness begins with self-mastery. When you become the person you seek will find you. Your focus may also shift toward healing your emotional wounds. Perhaps you start journaling, going to therapy, or simply sitting in silence and reflecting on your emotional patterns. You'll want to forgive past hurts, not just for others, but for your own peace. Even your social circle may change. You may distance yourself from people who drain your energy or keep you stuck in old patterns. You'll feel more protective of your peace, your time, and your emotional space. Financially and career-wise, you might start setting new goals. It's as if life is pushing you towards stability, not because material success will bring love, but because being grounded in yourself makes you emotionally available for a healthy relationship. These shifts happen because your energy field is preparing to meet the frequency of your soulmate. Relationships built on neediness or emotional instability rarely last, but when two people come together from a place of wholeness, the bond becomes powerful and unshakable. Shi Heng Yi would call this stage the internal preparation phase. It's the part of your journey where God helps you become emotionally, mentally, and spiritually ready for the connection you've been praying for. You're not just waiting for love, you're becoming love. And as you evolve, you'll notice you no longer chase after love, you attract it. Your energy becomes magnetic to the right person, the right time, and the right divine circumstances. So when you start feeling this natural desire to grow, improve, and elevate yourself, understand this, it's not random. It's part of the divine blueprint aligning your heart and soul with your future partner. One of the most mysterious yet powerful signs that God is orchestrating your meeting with your soulmate is when you suddenly feel an inner pull to explore new places or engage in unfamiliar activities without fully understanding why. This pull doesn't come from logic, it comes from intuition. You may find yourself waking up one morning with an unexplainable urge to visit a particular park, attend a workshop, sign up for a yoga class, or even take a trip to a city you've never visited before. You may feel drawn to a certain cafe, bookstore, community event, or spiritual retreat. You don't have a reason, but something inside you feels that you need to be there. Shi Heng Yi often speaks about this kind of inner calling. He says, the body moves where the spirit is being called. Trust that pull, even if the destination is unknown. What's happening behind the scenes is this. God and the universe are positioning you physically where you need to be for destiny to unfold. Sometimes your soulmate might already be in one of these places, or they may be on their own journey, being guided to the same location at the same time. The universe operates through divine timing and divine positioning. You might decide on a whim to join a new social group, take a different walking route, or accept an invitation you normally would decline. And in doing so, you align yourself with moments of synchronicity where magical meetings happen. Many people who meet their soulmate later reflect back and say, "I wasn't planning to be there that day. I almost canceled, but something told me to go. We met at the most unexpected place." This is how divine orchestration works. In Taoist and Shaolin philosophy, there's an understanding that when your internal energy changes, your external environment will begin to shift as well. Your spirit begins moving you toward the places where your destiny can meet you. You may also find yourself developing new interests or hobbies, joining art classes, spiritual workshops, fitness groups, or even starting online forums. These new activities are not distractions. They are bridges that connect you to people, including the one who is meant for you. So when you feel that spontaneous pull, whether it's to go somewhere, meet new people, or try something out of your comfort zone, listen to it. Don't overthink. Just follow the nudge. Shi Heng Yi would describe this as flow with life's invisible current, trusting that every step is guided, even if the full picture hasn't revealed itself yet. Often, it's these small, unplanned actions that lead to the biggest, most life-changing encounters. As we walk through life, we often look for obvious signs, expecting love to arrive in ways that are loud, dramatic, or impossible to miss. But the truth is, God works quietly. The universe whispers, not shouts. Your soulmate's arrival is not just a physical event, it's a spiritual alignment. Every change happening within you right now, every emotional release, every intuitive nudge, every unexpected encounter, is a thread in the larger tapestry that God is weaving for your life. Shi Heng Yi often reminds us, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and when the soul is ready, love appears. So trust the timing of your life. Have faith in the unseen forces that are working in your favor. Stay open, stay patient, keep growing, because when the time is right, when your energy is aligned, and when both your souls are prepared, your soulmate will walk into your life, not by accident, but by divine design, and in that moment you'll realize every delay, every heartbreak, every unanswered prayer was leading you to something. Someone greater than you ever imagined. So breathe deeply, let go of fear, and embrace the journey. Your love story is already written, and very soon, the next chapter will begin.